A lot of people that move to North Georgia typically have Gainesville, Georgia pretty high on their wish list, but even though everything looks great on the surface in Gainesville, there are some cons that you need to be aware of too. So let's look at 3 pros and 3 cons of moving to Gainesville, Georgia. Your first pro is gonna be your location. So you've got lake access by Lake Lanier, and you've also got really easy access to the North Georgia mountains because you're right at the foothills of those mountains. Plus, you also have great access to Georgia 400 and I-85, which are 2 of the best routes to get from North Georgia down into Atlanta. Pro number 2 is gonna be your access to Lake Lanier, which kind of goes along with number 1. So a lot of people move to Gainesville just because of Lake Lanier. Like when you think of Lake Lanier, you mostly think of Gainesville just because a large portion of the city does touch the lake. So with this, you get places to eat on the lake, you get tons of access to boat ramps, boat rentals, you've got water sports on the lake, you can even live on the lake. So access to Lake Lanier is easily one of the best parts about Gainesville. So your third pro is gonna be your access to medical facilities. So Gainesville is slap in the middle of a ton of different medical facilities, both inpatient and outpatient. You've got Northeast Georgia Medical, which has a huge presence. It's one of the biggest employers in Hall County. So you've got all of that at the tip of your fingertips. So that's why a lot of people move here, especially if they're retiring or if they actually work in the medical facility. But now let's get to the cons. So your first biggest con is gonna be your traffic and your congestion. So Gainesville is growing at a pretty rapid pace, so different roads like Dawsonville Highway and Jesse Jewell Parkway can get extremely congested, especially during times in the early morning and times in the afternoon when people are coming home from work. Your second con is going to be lack of public transportation and lack of walkability. So outside of downtown Gainesville, there's not a whole lot of walkable, mixed-use developments or anything like that in Gainesville. You're pretty much going to have the downtown square that's walkable, and you've got the Midland Greenway right across from downtown that's also pretty walkable. Outside of that though, most people are going to be using personal vehicles because public transportation doesn't have a huge presence in Gainesville. And your third con is going to be hot and humid summers. So even though we are in North Georgia, it can get pretty hot and humid in Gainesville just because you are north, but you're not really far enough north to get that cooler weather. So while we do experience every season here in Gainesville, summers can get pretty hot and humid, which is not everybody's cup of tea. So knowing these things, would you rather live in Gainesville or somewhere else in North Georgia? Let us know down in the comments.